Which finding, if true, would most directly support Suarez, Perez, Huerta, and Harrell's claim? Mosasaurs were large marine reptiles that lived in the late Cretaceous period, approximately 100 million to 66 million years ago. Selena Suarez, Alberto Perez Huerta, and T. Lynn Harrell Jr. examined oxygen-18 isotopes in mosasaur tooth enamel in order to calculate likely mosasaur body temperatures and determined that mosasaurs were endothermic. That is, they used internal metabolic processes to maintain a stable body temperature in a variety of ambient temperatures. Suarez, Perez, Huerta, and Harrell claim that endothermy would have enabled mosasaurs to include relatively cold polar waters in their range. So the claim here is that mosasaurs were endothermic, and meaning that they use internal metabolic processes to maintain a stable body temperature, and this allowed them to include relatively cold polar waters in their range. So option A says, mosasaurs' likely body temperatures are easier to determine from tooth enamel oxygen-18 isotope data than the body temperatures of non-endothermic late Cretaceous marine reptiles are. This is incorrect because the claim here is that mosasaurs were endothermic and that they could live in cold polar waters, not that mosasaurs' likely body temperatures were easier to determine from tooth enamel than comparing it to body temperatures of non-endothermic late Cretaceous marine reptiles. So A is incorrect. B. Fossils of both mosasaurs and non-endothermic marine reptiles have been found in roughly equal numbers in regions known to be near the poles during the late Cretaceous, though in lower concentrations than elsewhere. This is incorrect because this highlights how both mosasaurs and non-endothermic marine reptiles were found near the poles, whereas the text highlights how mosasaurs' endothermic abilities allow them to survive the relatively cold polar water. So this option B disproves the claim of Suarez, Perez, Huerta, and Harrell, not supports it. So B is incorrect. C. Several mosasaur fossils have been found in regions known to be near the poles during the late Cretaceous, while relatively few fossils of non-endothermic marine reptiles have been found in those locations. This seems to be the correct answer because it properly shows how mosasaurs' endothermic abilities enable them to survive in relatively cold polar waters, which is that their fossils have been found near the poles, whereas the relatively few fossils of non-endothermic marine reptiles have been found in these locations highlights how, because they don't have endothermic abilities, they can't really survive in cold polar waters. So C seems to be the correct answer. D. During the late Cretaceous, seawater temperatures were likely higher throughout mosasaurs' range, including near the poles, than seawater temperatures at those same latitudes are today. This is incorrect because this does not properly support the claim, which is that mosasaurs were endothermic and that they could survive cold polar waters. This claim is not about seawater temperatures compared to today, to the late Cretaceous period, so D is incorrect, and the correct answer is C.